I entered the collaboration specifically for this day in remembrance of my best friend Kate that passed away in September 2017. Kate took interest in El Dia de los Muertos and developed a love for sugar skulls. She had sugar skulls in her home decor, wardrobe, and jewelry. So I dedicate this resin piece that I am making to her, which is my take on the sugar skull. Hello, 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 everyone. It's Beverly, and welcome to Custom Created Handmade Crafts. I hope that you enjoyed Resin Creations with Allison and all of the participants prior to her in today's collaboration. This is the third and final day of the fourth annual Halloween crossover YouTube collaboration hosted by It's Art by Donna. So be sure to go back and watch the other 2 days if you have not done so. You do not want to miss these awesome artists and their cool creations. Now, without further ado, let's get to what I have in store for you today. I am making this wreath, and it is part of the piece that we are going to be using. I am using a combination of mica powders that are no longer in stock on Amazon, so they have been discontinued, and I'm using the colors pink, violet, and dark green. And now I am just cleaning off the mold, and I am now going to the skull mold, and I will be trimming the eyes and nose section with the pink and the the violet and the dark green. So I am just now doing the dark green section. I hope that you all are doing well today. And here I am just blending the two sections together. I am using my Teexpert deep pour resin. It is a 2-to-1 ratio, 6 ounces of A and 3 ounces of B, which makes 9 ounces total. Be sure to slowly mix, and I do add in my HTV Run white pigment paste, about 6 drops. Now with your pigment paste, you do want to ensure that you stir it in well, because it will leave streaks in your project if you do not do so. So be sure to stir it in well. Get those sides and the bottom of your cup and also your spatula. Clean that off as well. Now do not spray your mica with the isopropyl alcohol. I did that and I had runs of the color in my piece. But it's okay, I end up covering those up. But just so you know, don't make the same mistake that I made in spraying in too much alcohol. And I get about halfway and I want to ensure that I do not have any clingy bubbles. I know that this is deep pour, but I still do not want to chance any bubbles, so I'm squeezing the nose and cheek area to ensure that we do not have any bubbles or air pockets hung up in there. And then I will continue pouring, and I will do the same, squeezing those areas again, ensuring that we do not have any bubbles stuck in any of the areas around those, the cheeks and the nose area. And here I continue to complete the pour. Be sure that you go around the edges to disperse any bubbles, especially those small bubbles. And now we're gonna fill our wreath, and we're doing that with the J Diction 4-hour demold. And I am going to use 40 milliliters of the J Diction 4-hour demold. And you want to mix that resin for about 4 to 5 minutes, ensuring that it is mixed well. And I do add in some of my HTV white pigment paste to that as well. I want all of the flower colors to be consistent in the with the skull as well. The skull and the flowers to be consistent colors. And again, make sure that you mix completely, no streaks. You do not want those streaks. And now we're gonna let our resin rest for 5 minutes to degas. Be sure that you do that because you do not want any pesky bubbles in your project. And with the 4-hour demold being a thick resin, you will have bubbles. So now we are demolding our skull while we're waiting on the 4-hour demold to degas. And look at that shine, guys. I'm loving that Teexpert deep pour resin. That is my second time using it, and I love it. That shine is awesome. And now we have let our resin degas, and so we are going to pour into our wreath mold. I spray in some isopropyl alcohol to ensure that I have no bubbles on the top. And then I do spray across my mold. I do not spray directly into it to help as well alleviate bubbles. And then I pour in about a quarter of the way. And I'm going to pull out the mold, and I'm going to push in the mold, and you're going to see that there is going to be lots and lots and lots of bubbles that come up from doing this. You definitely want to ensure that you do not have any bubbles. So that is why I'm doing this, and then I continue to fill the mold. So I do the same steps again. I do that process about 2 or 3 times with filling and flexing the mold, and then continuing to fill. And then I come in with my heat gun, and I take and pop any of those bubbles that are on the surface. And now we're ready to demold. And so I am going to get this out and look at the beautiful colors of those flowers, guys. They came out gorgeous. And that was just mixing in that pink and violet mica powder into those flowers, and then the dark green for the leaves. So now we're just gonna take and remove any of the overspill. And then we're going to position this on top of the skull while it is flexible. So I wanted it bendy enough so that I can handle it and get it onto my skull. And so I took it right out of the mold at the 4-hour mark. It was about a little over 4 hours so that I can ensure that it was bendy. And now that we have it positioned like I want it, I will take and get the liquid fusion, and this is what I will use to put the wreath on top of the skull. And you just ensure that you have enough on the back of the wreath. And then I tape it down to ensure that it is going to stay flat and secure to the mold, to the skull. And be sure to get your tape tight so that way those pieces do lay flat. And for the pieces that didn't lay all the way flat, I do go back in with UV resin and let that continue to let that You guys know what I mean. I go back in with that UV resin to secure those pieces to lay flat. And now we're taking some diamonds, spaced art diamonds, and this is what we will be using around the eyes and nose of our skull. And this was a little chore, guys. It was not easy. But I made do, and I get up all the pieces that I want. I do have to cut some pieces because that glue is super strong. So I have no doubt that the glue will stay on these, but I will eventually probably go back with liquid fusion and ensure that they are secure. And I do have to use liquid fusion on about 2 or 3 pieces because there was no glue behind them. Like this nose piece, I had to use the liquid fusion to get it on. And so here I'm just trying to ensure it's straight. And we got that on. And we have our blue. I love that blue, guys, for the nose pieces. And now look at it. We are almost finished, guys. It's not completely finished. So stay tuned for the pictures. Up next is going to be acrylic art by Mary Kirk. Be sure to tune in. I greatly appreciate you guys watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hugs and love, and to all of my new subscribers and existing subscribers, I greatly appreciate you guys. See you next time. Bye bye.